The leadership landscape in fintech is rapidly evolving with a strong emphasis of ethical decision-making and authenticity. As fintech startups mature, there's a shift from founder-led to professional management, often bringing in CEOs with regulatory expertise. The sector's diverse workforce presents both opportunities and challenges for leadership. Additionally, funding is becoming more selective, focusing on profitable scale-ups. The FIDE Forum supports fintech leadership by enhancing awareness, improving governance, facilitating collaborations, and providing continuous learning opportunities. And this initiative helps leaders navigate the complexities of the financial landscape and drive sustainable growth. And we have ready with us in the studio is Mr. Terkini, the CEO of Financial Institution Director Education Forum. I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Terkini, for joining me. Firstly, we want to talk about the role of board leadership in driving corporate governance. How can we can see board leadership safeguard the integrity and long-term sustainability of financial institution in a very complex and dynamic regulatory environment currently?
Okay. Thank you for inviting me. First and foremost, we need to recognize that the board of the financial institutions has got a very fundamental fiduciary duty to do the following. Number one is to protect the interests of its diverse stakeholders, including its shareholders, its customers, and its employees. Secondly, I think the importance of the board is also to ensure that its reputation of the institution that represents are very much intact and very much enhanced. And thirdly, it has its important role to ensure that it has its stakeholder-driven governance to protect whatever changes and also to overcome the disruptions that the industry experience as it moves along.
And with increasing stakeholder scrutiny, what step can board take to strengthen accountability, transparency in their corporate governance practices?
Okay, thank you for asking that. In financial industry in Malaysia particularly has undergone very severe and very beneficial reforms. First and foremost, the selection of the directors are very much scrutinized, with the central bank being on top of it. Not only the selection has to be approved at the regulatory level, whoever that is selected and appointed to the board will have to undergo the compulsory financial industry directors education core programs, and which are being sponsored by the institution that they represent. Secondly, the encouragement to ensure that they are continuously, experiencing awareness as well as education is in place. The third one is, I think, the importance of transparency and accountability it's part and parcel of the desired cultural traits, which has always been encouraged. And it is very heartening to note that the boards of various institutions that we have seen in this country have overcome the various challenges. And not only that, they have met up to the robust and very rigorous requirements of the central bank, so that the capital employed are being protected, the public interests are being enhanced, and importantly, the country's prosperity will continue in a more sustainable manner.
Definitely, it's a big responsibility for all the board members to ensure the safety, the value of the company, the value of the customer that they bring along is protected. impacted? And how can boards effectively lead the way in fostering ethical decisions and risk management, especially in the wake of recent financial scandals and crises, Mr. Kim?
Okay. Structurally, I think they do have to comply to a number of internal processes. Importantly, the reporting side of it. The reporting side of it enhances the transparencies, as well as denotes the accountability of the board in its deliberation to arrive at a very key decision. Secondly, I think there is already a very robust risk management processes through the setup of risk committees, and as well as the exchange of information and networking, so that the board that undertakes this responsibility are fully aware of the consequences of the decision they take. The third one, I think, is also about embedding the board cultural traits, which I've described earlier on, which is very much making sure that the leadership is always in place, to making sure that the public interest remains the core of what they do. That's important.
And I want to dive in further about the embedding cultures, and what are the most common cultural challenges faced by the boards, and how can we use this or transform it into a strength?
Okay, board leadership is the key, and therefore the selection of board chairman is important. Gone are the days where we see, you find that decisions are made unilaterally. In today's world, it's mostly driven on consensus. And consensus is important, where it allows full participation of everyone involved at the board level to arrive at a very sound decision. Secondly, I think by enabling a full participation, which will lead to conducive dynamics where people's inputs are being considered, and so on and so forth. Thirdly, I think the inclusivity of its decision making, involving inputs from management, involving stakeholders from outside, are being considered on a regular basis, helps to ensure that the decision making are sound and is inclusive of all the various parameters that they need to consider.
And that is a very important aspect. I mean, we talk about fostering a very leadership culture. And talking about the future of financial institution in the digital economy, with the rapid pace of digital transformations, and we are the ASEAN leader for 2025 this year, what some of the governance frameworks, for example, maybe you can share with us, must financial institution adopt to stay resilient, agile, yet secure in digital economy?
Okay, remaining resilient and ensuring agility in the board is made known to all board members. And that's why board members today are more active in acquiring new information, building networks with outside, making sure that they are fully aware. Importantly, the exposure to various elements of the changes that are taking place. For example, the impact of artificial intelligence, the emerging cybersecurity, the threats coming from scam issues, and so on and so forth, are not strangers to the board members. They are fully aware, and therefore, with the availability of technology, which allow access to not only knowledge but exposure. Where I come from, where I lead the team in ensuring that the financial industry the directors receive the up-to-date information, it's that we making sure that the contents of what we bring in through thought leadership, technical leadership, as well as the awareness of the disruptions that are happening in the industry are made known, and it's up to the board. So, in other words, board directors today it's more like a full-time job. They need to get themselves prepared. They need to make sure that they do have the capacity to last, and importantly, the necessary capacity to be able to participate in the decision-making process, so that the industry will continue to thrive and prosper even during this disruptive and very unpredictable environment.
All right, Mr. T, this is very insightful sharing, but I think we don't have much time. I hope we can have this kind of conversation in the future and more updates. Again, I would say thank you very much to Mr. Terkini, the CEO of Financial Institution Directors of Education Forum. Again, I would say thank you very much.
Thank you.
And definitely all of our discussion here will be featured in astroawani.com across all social media platforms.